A shout out and a well-deserved round of applause for the city of Petaluma and what they have brought together so far for this conference today. Thank you. Well, you ask, why am I here? Well, I kind of asked that when they said, would you like to come? Well, back in 2007, we became a family of climate. My husband, Ray Gallian, who will be presenting later, was very passionately engaged in climate at that point. I was a mom of a 17-year-old, soon-to-be 18-year-old graduate of high school who decided that his senior project was going to be on global warming. Well, feeling excluded from a lot of conversations, I decided to jump on board and say, what could I do? Well, I went to Steve Barbos, who was a sitting council member on Sonoma City Council, and said, are you looking for a community representative? And he said, sure. And I said, well, I'm putting my name in the hat for representing the Climate Action Plan and the community representative that would go together for several weeks and vet this plan from the marvelous group. And I think I mentioned this morning to Ann today how much I learned how to stick to agenda and how to make sure that I was always on time and things. This particular committee was incredible, not only in the knowledge and the depth and breadth of what it brought to this county and how it has put us on the map in this particular endeavor, how it has driven both a regional policy, a national policy, and an international policy, that I consider myself to be most grateful for that opportunity. And it was time for me to pay back. And that payback was stepping up and deciding, would I be an environmental commissioner for my city? Would I continue to go ahead and decide, was that enough? Or did I want to be able to weave a life that was embedded in leadership and vision and where I saw climate in this county? And that is what I have dedicated my life for these last 4 years. Now, I'm only in the 3rd year of office, and it is a privilege to be a mayor and represented among all the electeds that are both here today and within the county, the ability to be a possibility of expression for the people that I represent in policy making that's to be done in this county. I also have a city water department in the city of Sonoma. I represent myself on the Water Advisory Committee. I work as a representative for the Sonoma County Transportation Authority. Newly formed in the last year and a half has been the Regional Climate Protection Authority. And just because I didn't think I had enough to do, I decided I would go ahead and see if my fellow council members around the county would go ahead and put enough faith to represent their support of me being for the Sonoma County Ag Preservation and Open Space District. They demonstrated this for me in, let's see, I think it was February of 2009. So I have now just been re-upped to serve another 2 years on this particular open space district. Now, I say this not to go ahead and tell you what my accomplishments are, but it's to tell you how woven my particular individual participation is in this county in all of these issues that are being presented here today. There is not one single committee that does not reference or partner with another, and that is what my work, and certainly the board, the auspicious board here for Sonoma County, goes ahead and decides that is the major objective, is in their plan for mitigation and adaptation for Sonoma County Ag Preservation and Open Space District, is partner collaboration. And I am certainly standing in the middle of this. We have a mission statement in the Regional Climate Protection Association, Authority that says that we want to coordinate countywide efforts to implement and advocate a broad range of programs and projects to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We're going to do that by our implementations. Certainly you know The goals have been broadcasted, so I'll go ahead and just go over that. But what we want to do in the Sonoma County Ag Preservation and Open Space District is have that collaboration. We would like to develop an adaptation strategy that seeks to protect the public, property, and natural resources from climate change impacts. We would like to develop carbon sequestration and natural resource management protocols to capture carbon emissions, protect and enhance natural resource assets to counter climate change impacts and greenhouse gas emissions. Our land conservation here in the Open Space District has a significant influence on climate change mitigation and adaptation. In the ways of mitigation, it'll be sequestration via avoided conversion, sequestration via habitat restoration. We will do greenhouse gas reductions by bikeways, alternate transportation routes, and also reduction in ex-urban development, which is vehicle miles traveled and water use. The adaptation strategies are habitat connectivity, population resiliency, dispersal corridors. We want the protection of coastal ecosystems and riparian corridors, the protection of drinking water, and downstream flood attenuations. Now, in our future, we hope to have the activities of county-wide carbon assessment. This is vegetation mapping, strategic growth councils, sustainable communities, biochar research, ecosystem services, biodiversity, agriculture, climate and water, integrate natural resources management, and ecosystem-specific plans, the riparian corridors. This is a big, broad goal. Working on an advisory committee as the vice president, it is very important to me that we all work together, as it was said, as regional citizens, as regional partners in this collaboration. It starts with each and every one of us. And I could state that there's a different story for every single person here who's in this room as to why they're here and what the efforts that they have gone to in order to go ahead and do this. The change starts with each and every one of us. And it is my privilege to be part of that change. Thank you.